Hello, everyone. I greet everybody this afternoon. Hope we are having a nice time where we are. I welcome you to another interesting episode of Peculiar Youth on Eyes of Africa TV. And I hope we enjoyed last week's session. Today, we have brought to you a session for the youth. This session is for the singles. Yes, I hope you are ready. Yes, today we'll be speaking on singles waiting room. Singles waiting room. And today I have my guest. Her name is Bunmi Alabi. She is a professional counselor. She's a coach. She's a woman of God. So today she would be giving us insights of what it means for a single to be in the waiting room. What does it mean when a single is waiting? Waiting to be loved. Waiting for his or her love. Yes. And the stage of being single is where every married person has been through in their lives, even before married. And we can all share our experiences. The experience you have might be different from the one the other person has. But how do we handle being single? What do we do while we are single? And as a lady waiting for Mr. Right, even after praying, fasting, and doing all sorts, but there is no man forthcoming. And to the guy that's been waiting seriously for, oh, where is my missing rib? But she too is not forthcoming. So today our guest will be telling us what we need to do while we wait. What we need to do in that waiting period. It's not a period that must be wasted. Okay, ma. Mrs. Bunmi Alabi, you are welcome. Can we have you, ma?
Oh, Mrs. Adeyemi, thank you for having me on this platform. I really appreciate the opportunity. God bless you.
Amen. So, ma'am, we know you to be a professional counselor, and we know that you've been through this stage of being single. And I know that you have lots of things to tell the singles today. And I believe that God will use you mightily to touch every single listening and watching in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah. So, what does it mean to be in the waiting room for a single? Let me start with that.
Well, the waiting room, like most people often think, they think the waiting room is only for the single ladies. And I tell them that it's not only the ladies that wait, guys too wait. Because people always believe that, okay, the guys are the ones that should go and meet the lady where they are waiting for their Prince Charming to come and meet them. No, the waiting period is a time that both single guy and single lady wait for that time when they will say, okay, this is the time for me to move from being single to being married. And in the time that they are ready to start another phase of their life. So the waiting period is a time whereby they wait, and there's so many things that occur in the waiting room. So it's either for the guy or for the lady. They are both waiting for that time whereby it's like a stage where they metamorphosize into another level of their life. So singlehood to being married is a stage. So they are crossing from that singlehood period to marriage stage. So the waiting period is a time whereby they are waiting for the right person, the right time, when they are ready enough to move, when they are mature enough to move to another phase of their life. So the waiting room is a time where they are waiting for the best partner, a suitable partner for them, that they can journey through the second phase of their life together. So that's the waiting room.
Okay. So what do you think a saved and single guy should do while they wait? Of course, they won't wait for the rest of their life waiting for the right partner. What can they do while they wait?
For a single guy, you see, like he says, the single guys do not wait for the rest of their lives. I've had the privilege to ask some mature guys that are well to do, doing well, and I asked them, okay, why are you not yet married? Because there are some category of guys that you see them in their 40s, early 40s, even late 40s, and they are still single. And I get to ask them, okay, why are you still single? Listening, hearing most of them give some excuses, some reasons. I'll be like, wow, what could be the reason why this person still want to remain single? And I hear most of them saying, okay, they just want to enjoy that singlehood, that marriage is like bondage to them. However, there are still some that they are trying to make ends meet, just to get balance while they are still single. But most of these guys are already mature. They have everything in their custody, but they feel they don't want something that will anchor them, that will make them to be, they don't want to be committed. Let me just put it that way. They don't want to be committed into a serious relationship, because they see marriage as a kind of bondage that won't allow them to still enjoy maybe the company of friends they keep, where while they are still single. So they feel marriage is like a bondage. So some of them want to wait for different reasons, some for financial purpose, some because we did not gain clarity for their lives, and some because they don't, maybe very few of them will say maybe they've not gotten the right person to go out with. But there are still some that still feel, okay, they are not ready to be committed into any serious relationship, or maybe just to be committed as a married man. So they want to enjoy that singlehood. So they have different guys have different reasons why they still want to stay in that waiting room, which might be different from some of the mature single ladies. So maybe I can just go ahead with the reason why ladies wait too. Ladies also wait due to different reasons, but most of the reasons why ladies wait is because they've not really gotten a suitable person for them to go through that journey together. So that's one of the major reasons why most ladies wait.
Okay. So now, what about the singles that are tired of waiting? They can't wait to meet their love, and they're like frustrated, they are tired, they don't know what else to do. The next thing on their mind now is giving up. So what do you think they can do so they won't give up totally on marriage? Because when you wait, you are 30, you are still waiting, 35, you are still waiting, 38, you are still waiting, and nothing is forthcoming. You know, that stage could be so tiring, boring, frustrating. In fact, some people will just give up on marriage. That, well, I don't have time. Whenever God wants to pick for me, okay, then I'm ready. So what can you tell such singles to do? What can they do so the waiting period will not just be a boring time for them?
The truth is, we are all meant to wait for one thing or the other at every junction of our life. There's a waiting period for us. If you don't wait, you might wail for the rest of your life. If you don't learn to wait, you might wail for the rest of your life, because if you rush to do those things that you're meant to wait for, you might end up being miserable. There are different ways whereby we wait. I was writing something recently, and I was just trying to put something together on my Instagram post about the times I thought I was probably maybe I was forgotten, or maybe things were not really working out for me. And it was like forever. Looking back to when I was young, as I'm still young,
Sure.
when I was in my early 20s, early 20s, I think I gained admission around 21, or I don't know, 21 or 22. And I had to wait for like 3 years before I could secure that admission. And that 3 years was like 30 years to me. It was like forever. So I waited before I got my admission into university. After I graduated, I wasn't privileged to serve with my colleague, with my mate. So I waited for 1 year again. That's extra 1 year. And the reason when I later discovered the reason why I wasn't allowed to go and serve with my colleague, it was just as in it was like a missing result. So at the end of the day, they saw the result. Where they saw the result, it was even like somewhere close to the top of my lecturer's table, and they were like, "Oh, we've been looking for this thing for a while now." You understand? So I discovered that there was a reason why God wanted me to wait for that 1 year. So I waited before I could go and serve with my mates. Okay, while I finished serving too, I waited for the time. After service, the next thing is for you to just get married. People look up to you. Okay, who is this serious? Who are you dating? Because I have so many male friends, but people, my family especially, they found it difficult to really figure out a particular guy I was dating. So during the time I stayed at home and I couldn't go to serve with my colleagues, I had my 25th birthday that time, and look at all the brothers in my fellowship. They came for my birthday, and they all sat there with their tie and their shirt. They were just waiting, And I never knew that my elder sister has planned with one of my friends to ask me that question. That okay, who is the lucky man? So all of the guys were waiting. Okay, we are waiting for that time. We are waiting for who is going to be the guy. And when they asked me, okay, who is the lucky guy? I disappointed all of them when I said there is no one, and they were like, how could a girl like this, you know? I can still remember the statement my sister made. She said, "Are you not?" She said it in Yoruba that she okin she lakiri boto. I hope you know the meaning of lakiri boto. As in, I was like, is it because I don't have someone I say, oh, these people I'm going out with, they don't meet too many guys, and because I couldn't just tell you that this is the person I'm going out with. Why? And they were like, maybe I wasn't just, they were just thinking of so many things about me that maybe I'm not serious, or I have some issues, or I have some problems that I don't have guys coming to me to ask me for my hand in marriage. And I can tell you then, I counted the guys that came to me, they were up to 15. Up to 15 that came to me to ask for my hand in marriage. But out of them, not, in fact, fortunately, my husband was not even among the 15 guys that came at that time. So I waited till I got to 25. I met my husband when I was 27 years old. So to some people at that time, most of my friends they've been engaged. They've been engaged. In fact, some of them have even gotten married. They've had their first kids. But I wasn't intimidated by the progress of my friends or my mates, because back then I knew that okay, God has not promised me that I'm going to stay single for the rest of my life. But the timing might just be different. So I got to realize that early in my life, and I learned not to compare my journey with other people, with my friends especially. So I don't get intimidated with the progress of my friends, especially maritally. So I stayed on my lane. So I waited while I was before I got married. So if you are single and you don't learn to wait, you don't learn to stay in the waiting period, especially when it is God that is saying that you need to wait. There are so many reasons why people might need to wait. There are so many reasons. But when you figure out the reason why you are waiting, then you stay at peace. So you stay at peace. So I was at peace within myself that okay, I may be waiting, I may be in the waiting room, but I'm not forgotten. So that is another stage of waiting. I waited before I got married. After getting married again, I thought that was the end. I waited before I had my first baby. I waited for like 1.5 years. And trust me, that 1.5 years was like forever. It was like it would never come to an end. So recently I was just thinking of the stages, the periods, the time, the moments that I've waited for one thing or the other. And I said, thank God that those periods came. They came, and I learned my lesson that okay, waiting on God is worth it, because there's no how you wait on God for something. Anything that is coming out of that thing is is always something tangible, something precious. If God is telling you to wait, then the only thing, you don't have any option or any choice than to just listen, just wait. You don't need to be in a hurry. Just wait and stay and stay on course. I'm putting out a book on this singles waiting room, because I realize that most singles, especially, they have issues with this waiting period. Most of them are so desperate to get out of the waiting room, whereas God
Especially
is
when
still
they are
telling
getting
them that
pressures from their parents, from friends.
pressures. I,
When
I
will
had
you get
pressures. I
married?
had
Your friends
pressures.
are
I had
getting
pressures.
married.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit,
If someone is not careful, that alone can make you rush into a wrong marriage.
my dear, I had pressures from
Hmm.
friends. But that's why I said you need to really know the reason why you are waiting. You understand? So in my book, I put some things together about the waiting room. The waiting room is a place of so many things. So until you discover the things you need to do in the waiting room, you just be in a rush to get out of it. You just be like an unbaked bread. You understand? Because the waiting room is just like a place where you are, maybe you're like an oven where you are meant to be made, to fit into a particular place. Because if you leave the waiting room unprepared, if you leave the waiting room without enough information of where you are going to, you might get out of that place again and come back to the waiting room. The waiting you don't want to, the wait you don't want to experience, you're not forced to wait. You understand? So the waiting room, I have like four different categories of things that happens in the waiting room. The waiting room is a place of self-discovery. It's a
Self-discovery.
place of self-discovery. Yeah. As a single lady and as a single guy, if you don't discover who you are before you get married, then
It's a
you,
big
you might
problem.
miss it, even if you get into that marriage. If you don't know your worth, you don't know your purpose, you don't know the plan of God for yourself, and you're thinking, oh, I just want to get married, then you're on your way to missing it for the rest of your life. Because once you don't know the value, then don't expect anybody to value it. If you don't know your worth, don't expect anybody to place any worth on you. So the waiting room is a place where you find yourself, you find who you are, you find what matters to you. If you don't matter to yourself, then you don't matter to anybody. So who are you? That's the first question every single should ask themselves. What I'm doing now, I've known myself, I've seen myself in this place, even greater place, a greater place than this where I am now, because I know I'm just starting, I'm not there yet. But the picture, I've had the big picture when I was a teenager. And thank God, my husband then, even though we were not dating, he saw what I was doing when I was a teenager. So seeing me doing all this thing now is not strange to him, because I've already known my value. I've placed the value of myself even before meeting, even before saying I want to go into any relationship. So I know what I'm meant to do. Because if I don't know who I am or what I'm meant to do, then I'm not going to blame any man who is not treating me with respect, who disregard me, who doesn't value me. I'm not going to blame the person because I don't even know what I carry. So it's a place for you to know who you are, know what matters to you, know why you are here on earth. So that's the first thing. The waiting room is a place of self-discovery. So as a single lady who is desperate to just get married, say I want to get married, I just want to leave this stage, I just want to be called Mrs. As he or she discover who she is. Does she have goals for her life? Does she have purpose for her life? Does she knows why she's living? If she's not living for anything in this life, then the person is living a wasted life. So let such person ask herself, who I am, who am I? Sorry, who am I, and what is my purpose on earth? And you know that there's even a purpose in that marriage. Don't even think it's just because I just want to get married, just to be called Mrs., just to have children. No, marriage is like a ministry. It's like a ministry. It's like a project that you are given, that is given to you. The way you handle your project is cool. Just imagine handling your marriage that way. because it's something God has placed in your hand, and you need to carry it diligently. You need to make sure that this marriage does not fail. So it's a serious business that if we understand what we are going into, you don't just rush into it unprepared. So first thing is a place of discovery. I hope I can go on. I'm
Yes,
not giving
ma'am.
you the chance to. Okay. Secondly, marriage is a place of preparation.
Come again.
Marriage is a place of preparation. Preparation.
Preparation.
Yeah,
Okay.
you prepare for what you are going into. What are the things you even know about it? As what are the things you are even, are you even prepared for what you are even going into? Do you think it's just, let me just go there, let me just get married, let me just start having children? Do you know what it takes to be a 21st century mother or 21st century wife?
Hmm.
You want to be a career mother, you want to, you have your own career, you have your children. Okay, like me, I have to tell my children, okay, go somewhere, go and be grandma, because I need to fulfill something, I need to do something serious. My kids will ask me, Mommy, you are not giving us time. I said, don't worry, I have time for you. I know the time I need to give to you children. I know the time I need to give to your daddy. I know the time I need to give to my business or my ministry. So I have the time for everything. So these are the things I've known earlier, that okay, marriage, and I'm not saying you need to know everything before you get married. There are some things you learn, things
But you
along the
need
line.
to
You
be
learn things
prepared.
as you grow. As you grow in that marriage, you learn new things. But there are some things you need to prepare ahead before you even start that journey. So it's a place of preparation. What you don't prepare for, if you fail to prepare it, then you are planning to fail. What are the things you know about marriage? What are the things you learn about marriage? Have you listened? Do you have people that mentors you about marriage? I had an interview on I think Punch newspaper many years ago with my husband, and I remember it was a family segment, and I remember I was asked that, okay, what my view, because I've started this singles ministry for the past 10, 15, 10, 13 years now. And they said, what would I love to do concerning the issue of divorce, teen pregnancy and the likes. And they just asked me so many questions about relationship. And I said, I wish I could organize a school, like a premarital school for single people. You know, the fact that I'm saying that, okay, I have a successful marriage. No, I have a successful marriage, but there are some things I made to work. There are some things I prepared for. There are some things I learned before I got married, and there are some things I was learning along the line, especially in the first 5 years of marriage. That's one of the hardest time. If you can survive that first year of marriage, if you can build your foundation in that first few years of marriage, then God helping you, that marriage stand a chance to work out, because that is the foundation of it is the foundation that will determine how far you can go in that your union. So I had the plan that I wish people could, the way people spend money to prepare for just one day celebration, how I wish they could just spend half of it to learn what it takes to make that marriage work. It's not about having an elaborate wedding, having a party,
When
you call everybody, you kill 20 cows, you wear the most expensive wedding gown. It's not about that. Nobody will remember that whenever you're having trouble in your
yeah,
marriage.
it goes beyond that.
Yes, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond the elaborate wedding. So people spend so much money, so much time preparing for the wedding instead of them preparing for the marriage, because that is the real thing. So I know now we're having so much marriage counselors now, institute, but they are not enough. People really need to invest time, invest money preparing for the journey rather than preparing for one day event. So that's part of the place of preparation. So the waiting room for singles is a place whereby they prepare for the journey. That celebration is just one day, at most 2 days. But the real deal is forever. It's for like till death do you apart. So do they take time to spend money, to spend their time, to spend resources on preparing for this journey? So it's a place of preparation. The third one is marriage is a place of instruction and information. Marriage is a place of instruction and information. Like so many people, like, as a Christian, we always wait on God for direction, for our lives, for things and that. We wait for, okay, what is God saying about this? Okay, what are the things I need to know? But if you don't wait for the right instruction or information about that, then you might miss it for the rest of your life. Because at that time there will be so many things, there will be so many distractions, so many noises, so many things, so many revelations that will be coming, so many things that might even
Advice from
confuse
friends.
you. Just advice from
Exactly.
friends. You understand? So many people have missed it because they've gotten the wrong information. You understand? So what are the things you're even learning about this? What are the things you're even getting? Are you waiting on God to give you direction, to give you information concerning where you are going? Before I move to that, I think there's one I skip. Is a place of being at the right location, because it's being at the right location that you get the right information.
Being at the
The
right
singles wait,
location.
yeah, the singles waiting room is a place of being at the right location. So that one should have come before information and instruction. Because if you are at the wrong
Instruction.
location, then you might not get the right information, the right instruction for your life. So where are you as a single lady? You are a single lady, you are complaining that, oh, there's no man coming to you. No man will come and meet you in your father's house. No man will come and meet you in your
Yes.
bedroom. How often do
Yes.
you go
You need
out?
to
Where
make
are the
yourself
people?
available.
Yes, you are not available. You don't go out. You don't socialize. You are not participating in any functions. Nobody knows you in your
Mm.
church. You don't have friends, and you are saying nobody is coming to you. So where are you as a single lady? Who are the people you roll with? What are the social gatherings you attend? Where are the places? Okay, you want to marry a pastor. Okay, how active are you in church? You want to marry someone in entertainment. Okay, do you go out? Do you go to functions? Do you go to cinemas? Do you go to places where you can see the kind of people, the kind of man you really want for yourself? So where are you as a single lady?
Sorry
So
to
if you
cut
are
you short.
waiting,
Some single ladies believe in the Bible verse that says Proverbs 18 verse 22 that says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." So some single lady feels that, okay, I must be searched for. Yes, I'm
you
not
must be
supposed to be
searched
the one
for, but you
to
must be at
go
the right
to
place
a
before
man
you
or
are
go
found.
outside. But the person that will search for you, you must make yourself available. Abi,
Yeah,
you must
of
make yourself
course, you must be
available
at
for
not
someone to even
as
search for
in
you.
it, you can't say, I can't say, okay, I want to go and buy what kind of example should I make? Okay, you want to buy a good phone, and you are going to Ekpo Idumota. You already know that, okay, good phones, whenever you want to get good quality phones, you go to Computer Village. That's the best place you can
Yes.
get what you want. You understand? But you are staying at Ekpo Idumota and say, no, they will find me here. Oh, I am unique. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Nobody will ever think. If I want to buy clothes, I want to buy correct shoes, I know where I know where I will go at a coach motor. But I want to buy a real phone, my dear, I will go to Computer Village, because I know that I'm going to get variety. So don't say because I'm unique, or my husband will find me, oh, I don't need to move. Oh, there's this idea that if it's your cabin, my dear, are you Oka? You're not Oka now. So move out of your comfort zone. Move out of where you are.
Yes.
Go out, sister, go out. Look nice, dress well. Don't be
Look
too
good.
shuku shuku. Don't be too as in phone to cook. Go off it.
Okay. Yes, you need to look good as a single lady. Don't say, okay, oh, I'm unique, I'm beautiful. Let me okay, let us some single ladies believe that I'm naturally beautiful. so I don't need to I don't need to make up, I don't need to even dress well. But no, you need to look good always, because you never can tell the day or the time that Mr. Right will come around. Okay, so
Exactly.
continue, ma.
Exactly. Let me chip in something there. I was privileged to be an escort in my fellowship. I attended UCU then. So all the brothers in my fellowship then, they were against the use of earrings, braided hair, palm there, and the likes. They're against it. They even condemned me because myself as a sister leader, before they came for me, because the reason why they came for me, then I was using small earrings. I retouch my hair, but they came to me because I was part of this Billy Akoni's ministry. So they ignore all those things,
Okay.
but they admitted me to the schools. So they look at me then as if I was a sinner. Whenever we are singing, maybe they say all the pastors should come and minister. Me, I will be dancing because me, I love to dance. So I'll be dancing on stage and they'll be looking at me as if I'm being worldly. So when we now graduated, like many years back, I now saw the wives of all these bro. Oh my goodness. Come and see how clean, how touch all these bros wife were dancing. I was like, I just got the same brother. In fact, I picture all those sisters, all the
Telling
sisters in
us
my set
to
that they were doing shuku shuku there, and they were like, I was like, but this brother, you were condemning all these sisters that you restricted them from doing some things. Whenever they do it, you condemn them as if they are going to hellfire. And you guys, you really love good things. You really love to see good ladies. You know what they call beautiful ladies. Beauty is not only maybe wearing nice
yes,
makeup, but at least look good, look presentable.
yes, of
So
course.
most of our sisters need to draw the line between being worldly and being looking presentable. You understand? Or maybe dressing worldly. I don't even know, maybe there's a worldly dress, or I know, but at least modesty. There's what they call modesty in everything we do in life. So they should understand what is the difference between being modest and being wayward or dressing waywardly. So if not, they might be confused or they might be misdirected by some religious doctrine, doctrinated brothers and principles like that. So they should be careful. So, like I was saying earlier, that it's a singlehood period. The single waiting room is a place of being at the right location, being at the right place, at the right time. So that will now move me to the next point, which I said earlier, which I mentioned earlier, that is a place of instruction and information. So it is where you are that God is going to give you instruction and direction for what you need to do for your life, for who you need to marry. If you want to go to through the route of, okay, you want to listen, you want God to reveal your man to you, then you need to be at the right location to get the right information. So I think maybe over time, for your question, I may add one or two things to what I've listed. Hello?
Okay. Hello, I'm with you.
Okay.
So being at the right location will bring about instruction and
And the
information.
information,
When you're in the
yeah,
wrong location, you get wrong
you'll
information.
be misdirected, yes.
Hmm. So now, what else can you tell? There are some single ladies. Okay, I don't know why I'm focusing on ladies alone. There are guys too that are waiting.
Because
So
the picture
there
is
are
that
some
it's
single
only the ladies
ladies
that
and
do
guys.
wait.
No, guys wait too.
Guys,
Guys
wait.
wait too.
That's
But
why that's why
a
I said it
guy,
earlier
a
that
guy who is
it has
waiting.
different reasons why guys wait. Either financial, maybe they are not financially stable, or they just want to enjoy their single, they want their freedom first. So those are the two major reasons why guys wait. You get it?
Hmm,
So
those two reasons you mentioned. What if we're we have a guy who is financially okay, financially stable, and is really serious, but there is no lady, or there's no lady
of
forthcoming.
his choice.
Maybe the guy must have experienced, maybe, how will I call it? Maybe he has been jilted and is scared or afraid of going into a new relationship. He does not know who to trust. Do you understand? So, what can such guy do?
It's not about there's no lady forthcoming. In as much as the lady is financially okay, is mature, in fact they will rush him like hot bread, hot agege bread. They will rush him. He can never be single. In as much as he's stable,
Why do you think they will
money
rush
day.
him?
They will, because there are
Ah,
still
no,
some.
but
Let me tell you, even the ones that are not even good, the ladies that are not even wife material, like they used to say, the non-wife materials one, they want good husbands, they want quality men. You understand? So they will rush him. So, but he now, if he's now wise, he tries to be careful, because maybe he has experienced a heartbreak before. And before a lady will break the heart of a guy who is responsible, who has the money, who has everything, then it's very hard, it's very rare for you to see a lady that will grab a guy that has it all and he will say he wants to leave him. It's very rare. So in as much as if he's having issue with trust or with heartbreak, then it's not really that rampant like that. Maybe a guy, because he's still going to get someone that will really trust him, that will be trustworthy, that will not want to lose him for anything. You understand? So it's very rare for you to see a guy that has everything and still says you want to remain single. You understand? So it depends on the guy and his priority and what is more important to him. So it's either maybe he just want to take his time to just look around and see a girl or a lady that is suitable. And there's still other reasons. It could be maybe from the parents, because I've seen issues whereby a guy told me that his mom has refused the lady he was dating, that the mom said he doesn't like the lady, that the lady is, maybe they say the lady is too kind now, sort of, and the mom is like MFM. You understand? So the mom said no, they can't just get married. And this guy, they've been dating for like 3 years. So the guy they really love each other. They were into each other, but the mom was the problem. So it was difficult for him to now say he wants to start all over again. So that's another aspect of it. Parental consent, seeking parental consent. I've even had issues like that. People that look at, as in dating guys that look for that, wait for maybe their parental consent before they could just go ahead. You understand? Okay, someone said men are more advantaged by searching. So far is yes, that's the
why
truth.
searching so far? It's financially
Yeah,
stable.
they have that advantage in as much as the money is there. Ladies of nowadays, once your pocket is
There is
okay,
money.
you are
Yeah.
financial. In fact, if you are not fine, sef, just leave fine boy alone. Don't worry, it's your money will marry. They will rush you. They will rush the guy. So it depends. Like I said, it depends on the reason why the guy is still waiting. Sorry, let me get my battery. My my
Now,
my phone is almost going home.
okay.
So you can continue. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, Men have more advantage while searching so far is financially stable. Hmm. When our
Yeah.
guests come back, can you hear me now? Okay, I want to direct a question to you now concerning men who are financially stable. They have more advantage, right? But those men that are financially stable, don't you think they are the one that even have this major challenge of getting a good wife? Because ladies of we ladies, let me count myself. Yeah, ladies now. There's some ladies out there that when they see that a guy is rich, well to do, they will look at love. And love matters here. Oh. When you marry someone because he is rich, he has money. If anything should happen tomorrow, that's where you know whether that woman or that lady truly loves that man. So me, I wouldn't want money issue to be the criteria for getting married to someone. You don't have to wait till for a lady, you don't have to wait till you get a rich man or a rich guy. No. So those men that are financially stable, they still find it hard getting a good wife material. Why?
Well, I think I understand where you are coming from and where you are going to. Actually, most of them have that issue, and I've seen the reason why some of them try to take their time to look for true love. And if I may ask the question, because most of the singles on my platform, they always, whenever I want to cause, maybe raise a topic, maybe a hot topic on the platform, I ask them that, do you believe in true love? And they will just begin to rant, oh, there's no true love, there is no true love. The guy will say the lady just wants their money and the likes, that is where we really need to understand what we are doing, as in understand true love from as in from the context of what it means to really love somebody. True love and just saying, oh, I want this person because of the money. Why do you want to get married to this person? Is it because of the money? Is it because of something else? The reason behind what the journey you are embarking on is it matters a lot. So most of these guys in this category, they wait and they try to take their time in that waiting period to really figure out if they found the true love or this person is really after their money. So that might be the major reason why guys in that category wait for a longer period of time. Because if you were to ask them now that, is there still true love? Most of the guys will say, all these girls, these ladies of nowadays, if you don't get money, hide your face. That's what they will tell you. Just go away, park where, better guy. I've seen ladies that left, she left the guy she was dating and she went with someone else. If I think she was even married, and maybe she got somebody who's richer than the guy, and she left the guy and went away with another guy, with a richer guy. So when I'm addressing this issue, I address the guys' issues and the ladies' issue. So the guys find it, they complain that, okay, the ladies, they are after their money, they're after their wealth, they don't really love. And ladies too, they complain that guys, they are cheating. Most of them, they complain about cheating guys, that they cheat a lot of them. And the guys complain that, okay, the ladies are after their money. And that's guys, we also ask that, okay, if you want me to give you money, then there must be an exchange. And that's why they ask for more. And that more comes, it happens on the bed. Do you get me now? Because they know that these ladies, they are desperate to get money, to get me. They want me for what I want to give. So nobody wants to be at the losing hand. So they will tell them that, okay, if you want my money, then you have to give me something in exchange. So some ladies, they don't care. They don't care about that. They are ready to give anything just to get access to the heart of that man through the money. So it depends on the purpose. And so both of them, they need to just, there's need for us to strike a balance between the two. So why the ladies work on the purpose, the motive of dating, the motive of going into that relationship. The guys too, they should be able to, work on their aspect to find. There are ladies that there are still ladies that still give the whole of their hearts to a guy. There are still ladies that still love, sacrificial love. There are still ladies that still love wholeheartedly. But what is the mission? What is your home purpose for dating that lady? You understand? So, if the purpose of something is not known, you just use it anyhow. Why do you want to get married? So the guy she too needs to understand the reason why he wants to get married. Do you want to get married because you just want somebody that you can jump up at any time, you can just get access to at any time? This is somebody you want to marry because, oh, I need them to look at me as if I'm responsible. This is someone you want to be cooking for you, to be taking care of your house, to have children for you. What is the reason why you want to get married? Are you ready to love wholeheartedly? Love is reciprocal. But most time we always expect that, okay, it has to be balance, but it's not always balanced at the initial stage. It grows. It grows along the line. The guy's love might be more than the lady's love. The lady's love might be more than the guy's love. But at the end of the day, there must be a kind of as a middle ground whereby your love, it gets to the middle ground where the two of them get balanced. So you don't need to bother yourself by, oh, this girl doesn't love me as much as I do. In as much as he loves you or she loves you, and you see that, okay, you have a future together, you can grow it. Love grows. There's something I wrote sometimes, that the expectation of people concerning relationship is like a graph that you think, okay, from the starting point it just goes straight to the top, but it doesn't happen that way. It's something that goes up, it comes down, it goes up, comes down. You understand that scenario for a graph? When you're plotting a graph, something that goes up, maybe at the initial stage of that, maybe when you are cutting, the love will be shocking the two of you, and immediately you get married, maybe the first few months in the union, the love is still shocking you. Maybe like after a year, something setting, maybe there could be different issues that set in that might shake that love life, that might shake your love tank, that will test that love line, love tank. So it could be in the issue of, this guy, he even snores at night. He doesn't even know he doesn't even flush the toilet. You now start seeing some things you've already ignored, some things you've ignored, some little mistakes you've ignored while you are dating. So that's when they say the fog on your eyes now clears off, and you see the true picture of the person you are married to. So you now start complaining. So you might think, okay, the love is no more there, but it's still there, but it just goes down. So you need something to spice up that love life, to make it to pick it up again. So it goes up, it comes down, it goes. So there will be a time that the two of you just strike a balance, and you look at yourself and say, thank God that we never gave up at the start of this union. So it's not all the time that you expect everything to be, it has to be on the same level at the initial stage. No, you need to really know that, okay, this person is really into me. What do I need to do to make sure that this love gets on the same stage? So in as much as he loves you or she loves you, or you see that you have something in common, you've already done the necessary things, you've seen you've done the compatibility test, the chemistry, everything is there. Fine, it's okay. It's okay. So because if you keep running away from marriage, from the relationship, if you keep running forever, because you might not get it all 100%, because you yourself, you are not 100% perfect. You understand? So you need to know that, okay, this person still meet up to what I want in a man, maybe like 80% or 90% of what I want in a partner. So going through the normal, thank God we have marriage counselors now. I do sessions for people for dating. Most of my singles in my singles group, I have some of them that they are dating. I do sessions for them when they maybe before they even start courtship. I do session for them to test their compatibility. Okay, they go through some series of premarital counseling that, okay, I test, okay, are you suitable for each other? So they go through these sessions with me before they now say, okay, we now want to start courtship. And there are some that I will see that, okay, this thing, after going through the session, they might see themselves. I'm not going to tell you that it's not going to work, but by the time we lay one or two things together, you yourself will realize that this relationship is even a no-go area. So those are the things you need to learn in that waiting room. It's not just for you to just use the waiting room to be doing irrelevancies, just use it, see it as if just a time to just see yourself, oh, I like you like me, just prepare for wedding, okay, and just get married. And when you get into the marriage, you just realize that things is not always green at the other side. If you are looking at somebody's pasture and you say, oh, this pasture is green, the person has really worked on his or her pasture. For you to see that this thing is really working, go and ask them, ask for the investment they put in it. They put investment in it. I invested in my relationship before it got to this stage. So this year is going to be 12 years that we're married. It didn't start this way. So I invested in it. So marriage it needs investment, it needs commitment. We really need to keep working with it. If you want to make it work, keep working together. But you must make sure that you build it on a solid foundation from the onset, because a foundation that is faulty, if you keep building something building on it, then and you don't check it before you build it to the top, it might crumble on the way. But before you get there, before you even start, if at all you realize that this foundation is faulty, you need to still put things together and see how you can make things work. I have a couple on my WhatsApp platform. Because I often do review and ask them, okay, what have you been gaining on this platform? And the guy told me that he said when that he and spouse, now his wife, now that they got married, that they just had a baby, all this having a baby out of wedlock, and they were just living together. He said they were living together just like, just cohabitating, or how do they call it, that they were not legally married. But coming to my WhatsApp platform is like they now went back to rebuild their marriage now on a solid foundation. So they went back, so they took time to come and learn what they could not learn at the right time. So that's why I said what you don't prepare for as a single waiting room is a place of preparation. So the preparation you don't make at that time, if you rush into that marriage, if you are not careful, if you still want to build, you want to enjoy your marriage, you need to go back and prepare for it, because it's something you need to prepare for. It's something there are things you need to learn. There are things you need to learn about what it takes to be a man, what it takes to be a husband. The knowledge, the skill you used to be a young man, maybe a young man while you are growing, the knowledge you used to be a bachelor is not something you are going to use to be a husband, to be a father. You understand? So you need to upgrade your knowledge, your skill, your responsibility. Know your responsibility as a man. Know your responsibility as a lady. So there are things you need to know by yourself. What are the things you need to know? To be a mother is not the same thing as being a wife. I mean, being a woman, anybody can be a woman. Being a woman is not the same thing as being a mother and being a wife. You can be a woman, but you might not have the ability to be a mother. You might not have the ability and the skill to be a wife. So there's time for you to keep learning what it takes to be a wife, to be a mother, to be a career woman, to sustain your marriage.
That is the waiting period.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, okay, build it with the right foundation. Jesus is a firm
Absolutely.
foundation.
It's a firm foundation.
Let God be the center of every relationship. Okay.
Absolutely.
There's some singles that they are the architects of their own problem. The reason why I said that is because there are some ladies that I know that they would have written that the specifications of the kind of guy they need. He must be tall, he must be rich, he must not be short, must not be too dark, must be fair, he must be this. And the guys that are forthcoming does not meet this specification. So they will just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Please, I wouldn't want us to, because sometimes our will is always very, very different from God's will for our life. Taking my life as an example, when I was single, in fact, out of the list, as in the specifications, I wrote down that, okay, I want a tall guy, someone who is fair, someone who is not too slim, and to the glory of God, I married someone who is slim now. So it depends. I had to go to God now, because I had choices, as in 2, 3 people. I was like, God, how do I know the right person? Because this person that God is even leading me to does not meet my specification. So God made me to realize that is your own will. But you that I can only see now. I can only see today. But he can see tomorrow. So he knows tomorrow. So the person that knows tomorrow, why can't we just surrender to him? So he can choose for us. And to the glory of God, I married the person that did not meet my own written specification, but met God's specification for my life. So I wouldn't want any single lady or guy to don't choose for yourself. Let God choose for you. The waiting period should be a period when you focus on God. When you focus on God and you have a good relationship with God, there's no how God will not choose the best for you. That is one issue that most of our singles are experiencing now. They want to choose for themselves. But the reason why you are choosing, okay, the reason why you see the guy now that, okay, this guy is rich, he's well to do, okay, let me go for him. You only know now, you only know today. You don't know tomorrow. You don't know the future of that man. You don't know the future of your marriage, because it's the marriage that is the main thing. So while you are waiting, you need to focus on God. Put everything in the hands of God. Don't dictate for God. Don't tell God that, no, this is what. Yes, God said we should ask and it shall be given unto us. But when it comes to choosing the right partner, this is a lifetime contract. It is an institution that you get a certificate the day you entered. There is no a particular time that, okay, maybe you get married for like 10 years. After 10 years, you graduate, marry another person. No, it's a lifetime contract. So, and
Sorry,
we as
let me
women,
come in. Let me
we
come
don't,
in. Mr. Adeyemi, in that place, you mentioned of maybe having
okay,
criteria. Let me be frank with you. As a young lady, we all have our lists and we all have our choices. Like you said, you have your own. Me too. We all have our choices. Things we laid down that, oh, we want this. But let me tell you the fact. It only takes a lady that is broken in God, that is really, really broken, that can say, Lord, I surrender it all to you. So as a young lady who is waiting, your place of relationship with God matters a lot. Because that is the foundation of
exactly.
everything,
That's,
every other thing you want to do. I tell the single lady, I say, when they ask me
yes,
that, how do they know the right person? I say, the right way God speaks to you on other issues is still the same way He's going to speak to you on your relationship, on your marriage. It's not a God that will, it's not God that will confuse you. He will never leave the way He has been speaking with you before now and say He wants to change the way He's speaking with you, because He knows that. The Bible says, I know my sheep. Jesus says, I know my sheep, and my sheep knows me. They hear my voice when I speak.
yeah,
So do you really know God? Do you really have an intimate relationship with God, that you listen to Him, that He gives you instruction? That's why I say it's a place of instruction. The instruction you get, this is a place where you build an intimate relationship with God. So once you build that relationship with God, when it comes to the issue of, okay, I want to choose my partner, your own criteria, they are just secondary. Your own criteria, your own list
yes,
is even not, you don't even need to have list and say this is what I want to know, because like you said earlier, that the one who knows tomorrow is the one that is directing you. It's like He's saying that, give me your
exactly.
hand, let me lead you, let me direct you. I cannot direct you to where will not work for you. I cannot direct you to where I don't plan for you. He knows His plan for you. He knows His purpose for your life. He knows the kind of partner that you can work together to achieve that purpose. But once you say, God, I want to do it by myself, I want to, most of the times we try to say, God, I want to know your will. Why do you not want to know God's will? Is it just to know God's will and say, God, I want to know your will? And God shows you His will. And you say, God, this will is too hard for me to follow. I can't follow it. You understand? So why do you want to know God's will? Or you say, no, I want to know your will, so I will decide whether it's favorable to me or not. So why do you
No,
want to
you
go and
cannot.
know God? Are you ready to know God's will, so that you say, God, I surrender it all to you? Just lead me, I will follow. So until you are broken to that state that you can say, Lord, I surrender it all to you, then you are ready to, that shows you are ready to have, that's the beginning of you having a blissful home. And having saying this is the God's will. Sorry for you, I'm going to continue. Sorry for cutting you. I just want to chip in that before I forget. Having working in God's will, or working according to the purpose or maybe the will of God concerning marriage, doesn't mean you are saying that marriage is going to be out of crisis. Having Christ in your marriage doesn't mean it's going to be out of crisis. But once you have the author and finisher in your marriage, you have the one that is the Prince of Peace in your marriage, even in the midst of storm, even in the midst of trials, in the midst of tribulation, in the midst of trials, in the midst of so many situations that might be beyond your control. In as much as you have Christ in it and He's one that is directing you, you go back to Him and say, God, you brought me here. I didn't bring myself here. You told me to go ahead. I'm not the one leading. You are the one leading. So God, take charge. So that is the level where if you want to go, I'm like me, I address both. My singles have I have Christians, I have Muslims there, and but for the Christian people that want, even there are some Christian singles, I don't even want to go that route and say, I want to listen to the will of God. And I'm not saying that they can't have a good marriage. You understand? But most of us that have been brought up in the godly way, listening to God, hearing his voice for directions for our life, if you want to go that route, just go through it 100%. Don't say, I'm going to take 80% and I will give God just 20% to do. Give God 100%. When God is saying, oh yeah, do this thing, there are things that you need to do with by your own self, and God will just say, okay, this is what you need to do. You do it, but everything you want to do should still be, if you have the Spirit of God in you, then the decision you are even making is going to be out of the leading of the Spirit of God that is in you. You understand? So the main thing as a Christian single lady, single guy, the main thing is find your place in God, in Christ. That is the surest foundation for a successful marriage. Sorry, you can continue.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
I just want to add one or two things before we call it a day. The reason why we need to wait, the reason why we need to focus on God while we wait. Yes, our sister has just said it all, that when you focus on God, when you have a good relationship with God, God will definitely speak to you on the right man. God will definitely speak to you that, okay, this person is the right person, or okay, please hold on, I'm working on it. God will speak to you. You don't need to wait till you hear an audible voice like, Oluwatosin, Oluwatosin, I am the Lord. No, 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 no. You don't need to hear. God speaks to us in different ways, different ways, different ways. God can even, okay, while sitting in your living room, God can use the ceiling fan to speak with you. God can be speaking with you with something, looking at something, just staring at something. God can speak to you. So you need to have a cordial relationship with God. You need to focus on God. Because when you focus on God and God chooses for you, when you go into that marriage, that God, that that you have the backings of God Almighty. When you have any challenges in that marriage, you be bold enough to go to God. That God, you have brought me into this marriage. I have not brought myself. And God will handle it for you. So I'll just try to summarize what our guest has just said. While you are in the waiting room is a place of self-discovery. You need to discover who you are. You need to know yourself. You need to know your strength, your weaknesses. You need to know what you can do, your value, your worth. You need to know it. Then it's also a place of preparation. How do you prepare? It's a place where you build your relationship with God first. You need to build your relationship. That relationship with God must be so mutual that it speaks to you directly. You don't need to hear God maybe through your pastor or anybody. God can speak to you even when you sleep. God can speak to you. And you need to prepare yourself for the stage of being a wife to a mother. Then the next one is that being at the right location, because it is when you are at the right location that you get the you get instruction and information, the right one. Because when you are in the wrong location, you won't get the right information. And I wouldn't want us to go in a rush. Do not let pressure from friends, families telling you, when will you get married? You are getting older, you're not getting younger. Do not let that one get into you or make you rush into marriage. So if you are a single lady or guy watching us and you are still praying to God for a partner, I want you to remain focused on God. I understand the fact that the waiting period can be the hardest thing, but I do not want you to be discouraged. I want you to know that the Bible says that He has a plan for us. God has a good plan for you. He has not forgotten you. It is the time where you need to build a strong relationship with God and let Him hand over, let Him take over everything. Do not let your friends or your families choose for you. Do not let your parents choose for you. The only person that can choose for you and you have a long lasting marriage, a sweet marriage, is God, because He knows tomorrow. And the last one is instruction and information. I pray that as we abide by all this, God will be with us and God will help us. All our single ladies and guys, I pray that God will choose rightly for you in Jesus' name. And that waiting
Amen.
period will not be wasted. But when we put all these things together, we'll see that the waiting period actually worth it. Thank you so much, Mrs. Bunmi Alabi. I am so grateful to have you
Welcome.
today. Thank you for the teaching. I'm so blessed, and I believe that our viewers are blessed also. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
for the singles, sorry, let me just check it. For the singles that are still here,
Okay.
I this waiting the singles waiting room. I'm working on a book on it, because there are so many things that I didn't even touch here that are still going to be in that book. So if you would like to be in my waiting list for the book that is coming, you can just send me a message after this class, so that I'll just put you in the waiting list for the book once it's out. The singles waiting room. There's more to talk about